How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be continuing Sharks of Summer. Sharks of Summer, for those of you guys who are new around here, basically during this series, during the summer, once a week at least, I'm going to be covering a shark movie, and today we're going to be diving back into this Meg A shark collection and taking a look at Shark Attack 2 from the year 2000. Is it just me, or did they really miss an opportunity not calling this movie Shark Attack 2000? Whatever. This is directed by David Worth and stars Thorsten Kaye and Nikita Ager and is produced by Danny Lerner. Now, I don't normally mention producers. Why did I mention it this time? Well, Danny Lerner was the director of Shark Zone, which is also on this pack. Director of Shark Zone is producing Shark Attack 2, and you really do notice this really does feel more like a sequel to Shark Zone. And boy, when I first got this pack, I didn't realize how much of a key movie Shark Zone would be. Another movie on this pack, Shark in Venice, or Sharks in Venice, is basically a remake of Shark Zone. And then you have Shark Attack 2, which, while it's technically a sequel to Shark Attack, feels more like a sequel to Shark Zone. So that's like a key movie tying everything together. The production quality, like Shark Attack was a pretty good movie. Shark Zone, not near as good, and this feels more like the Shark Zone level of production quality. In addition to that, the shipwreck from Shark Zone is used in the opening of this movie. There's also a scene of a topless woman on the beach reading a magazine, If Looks Don't Matter, Why Do Plastic Surgeons Make So Much Money? And this shot is directly recycled from Shark Zone and just put into Shark Attack 2. So, yeah, there's that. Now, there's very little actually tying this to the first Shark Attack movie. They say that these are the descendants, the kids of the sharks from Shark Attack, and they briefly reference the scientists from Shark Attack, and that's pretty much it. Like, there's no big connections, none of the human characters come back, technically none of the sharks because these are their kids, but yeah, it's got barely anything to do with the first Shark Attack. Now, this says it takes place in Cape Town in Africa. That being said, it's a movie that takes place in Africa, and there's not terribly many black people in this movie. I felt that to be kind of weird. It's this weird thing where it says Shark Attack 2. This really could be just any other shark movie. Let's go ahead and talk a bit more about the plot specifically. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points and make sure you guys have a basic understanding as to what the movie's about. We open up with two sisters scuba diving to the shipwreck from Shark Zone. They're scuba diving down there, and a shark comes up and eats one of them, a big, monstrous evil shark, and the other sister gets away and wants revenge on the sharks, and she'll come back later. Now, the Shark Attack here, it's your standard quick and choppy editing. You obviously can't have a real actress next to a shark. They did get a little bit of a shark prop, so there is some interaction, but quick cuts for these shark attacks, and that's pretty much your standard fare, quick and choppy editing to hide the fact that they couldn't really do a lot of the actual shark attacks. So, there's that. But anyway, we jump to our main character, this guy, Thorsten Kaye, and he works at a theme park, a water-based sea life theme park called Waterworld, which I hate to break it to you, is already taken. I thought, oh yeah, here it is. Waterworld, already a thing. So he works at Waterworld, and he has his boss, and his boss comes up and says, "There's a great white shark killing people, catch it and put it in the exhibit." And he goes, "Oh, you can't catch a great white shark, there's never been one that's able to be contained before. There's none in human captivity. Which, maybe, I have a hard time believing that. So he gets a team together and goes out and hunts the shark, and somehow it's super easy to just catch this shark and bring it in. Now the shark, later in the movie, will be a lot tougher to defeat, but here, because they're bringing it in and they need to get the movie started, you can just scoop them up and put them in your aquarium. It's a big opening day later on. Everybody's coming down to see the shark. The sister of the girl that died earlier is there, and she's angry and she wants to kill the thing. And of course the main guy doesn't want her to. So they're there, they're watching the shark, it's opening day, and against the main guy's orders, the boss says, "Hey, feed the shark, it will look good for the papers, the guest will love it." And the guy goes to feed the shark, and this moron that's feeding the shark tosses the meat in, and the shark pulls on this rope that wraps around his leg and just pulls him into the tank too, and all the guests watch him get eaten. So that really feels like his fault more than anything. But anyway, the shark is eating when it's not supposed to, and somehow I guess that gives him the strength and the determination to break free. Like, if you're gonna say a shark broke free for some reason, make it plausible, but just, oh, I got extra food, I can bust through the walls now. And they had this whole thing where it's like a sonar to keep it distracted or something, and I don't know how feeding it would affect him being distracted by the sonar, but whatever, he got extra food, including an extra whole man, and now he's just gonna bust out. Now, for whatever reason, the shark's tank is connected to the outside water by just this little flimsy gate. Like, it's not in a separate tank, there's no land between them. The shark's tank has ocean access, and the gate has this little sliding door lock, like a bigger version of what you'd see on like public restrooms. A little sliding door lock and then a little chain casually draped over it. And the shark busts out and is now back in the ocean. The boss calls the main guy onto the carpet and says, "Hey, it's your fault the shark broke out." And the main guy's like, "No, you fed him." And to be honest, we're supposed to side with the main guy. Technically, it's the boss's fault because he started this whole mess, but as far as the shark actually breaking out, really, it's your main guy's fault. He had the shark in a little pen with that weak cage, and I know they're supposed to say, oh, the food gave it extra determination to break out? I don't know, but the gate was so weak that I don't really think it's the boss's fault. You have a little sliding lock to keep in a great white shark. Okay, whatever. But anyway, they both disagree on whose fault it is. He's going to the bar and he's drunk and angry, and he decides to hunt the shark himself. So he's out there with a team to hunt the shark, and of course, the sister of the girl that died in the prologue wants revenge, so she comes to them, and the guy who owns Waterworld hires the crocodile hunter, basically. He hires this Australian guy who's over the top and funny, and, you know, it is a fun character. Definitely gives the movie a sense of humor, and when because they're rival, the crocodile hunter and these other guys, the main characters, but when they start to, put their differences aside, and they see that, the shark is the real enemy, it's cool to see the guy who was a jerk to you earlier slowly become your friend over the course of the movie, and I did like that. But anyway, they're out both trying to get the shark. You do get a fair bit of your Jaws cliches. We have to stop the surfing competition, and then they're sitting on the beach and, looking around, like that famous scene from Jaws where they're looking around, oh, is there gonna be any shark attack on this beach? So there is that, and then also, the big businessman, kind of like the mayor from Jaws, being the villain. It's kind of a weird thing with these shark movies, is that, the idea in Jaws was people ignoring danger for financial gain, and not really believing in something, and somehow with all these shark movies, it somehow got mistranslated to the point where sharks hate big business now, and that's kind of cheesy. But anyway, it does build up to a decent finale where they're, in this little mini-sub that was pretty cool. And there are a few fun scenes, a few fun shark attacks, and there's a decent amount of that. And I watched this movie, and I remember going through it and thinking, okay, that was fun enough. There's a few fun scenes. I liked, well, the main guy was kind of standard. The auxiliary characters, the lady, and she's all out for revenge, that was pretty fun, someone dead set on killing this shark. So she was cool, and obviously the Australian guy's the funny guy, in the first shark attack you had the driver slash boat captain who was the funny guy, and I like that they brought another funny character into this, and he was pretty cool, so I did like that. And there are some scenes, but this is one of those movies that, shortly after I finished watching it, I realized, oh dang, I've forgotten a lot of this movie. It's one of those movies that you can sit on the couch, enjoy yourself watching this, just really having fun with the movie, right? But shortly after it's over, so much of this movie just goes away. It's so incredibly forgettable. And, it's not bad, but, I watched this movie not too terribly long ago. I always do fresh watches for movies before I do a review for them, even if it's a movie I've seen 1,000 times. But I watched this movie, and then I go to write the review, and I'm like, oh man, so much of this movie just washed out of my brain, and I just, put the movie back on, scroll through it, try to refresh my mind, trying my best to pull things back up. This movie's simply pretty forgettable, and that's not a great thing. It's not bad. There's some fun elements. If you like cheesy shark movies, this isn't over-the-top asylum cheesy, but, for what it is, it's pretty fun. It's just, I remember their park's called Waterworld. I remember the dumb scene where the shark breaks out. I remember the Australian guy, the mini-subs. But so much of the rest of the movie just washed away, and I'm desperately trying to pull it back just so I can talk about it. But this is among the more forgettable movies. In a lot of shark movies, the B ones are kind of forgettable, and this is among the more forgettable of shark movies that I've seen recently. Like I said, not bad if you just want something to pass the time, but not really that great. Now, when people talk about the Shark Attack trilogy, I looked up other people's reviews for this to see what other people were saying, and some people were like, oh yeah, this is the best one. And I can't really agree with them. The first one had Casper Van Dien, there was a bunch of action stuff, it was a conspiracy theory and a shark movie, and I remember that one decently well, and it's been a while since I've seen it. Shark Attack 2, I've forgotten so quickly. It was just way on a much lower level, and I don't know how people like Shark Attack 2 more than Shark Attack 1, but I guess some people do. Shark Attack 1 was pretty good. Not the best shark movie ever, but hey, it was fine, it was fun. Shark Attack 2, it's forgettable. I don't know what else to say. I will watch Shark Attack 3, that one says Shark Attack 3 Megalodon, so I'm looking forward to see what that one's all about. I hear it's even more disconnected than the first two, but I'll watch it. I want to watch all these. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You're really helping the channel out. I'll put a relevant playlist on the bottom. If you guys want to see more, you can click right there and see more. Have a good day now. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.